Hey guys, Cdrama Invasion here and welcome back to a new video. So today we're doing another first impressions video and there's loads to talk about. So let's just jump right in and make sure to subscribe as always if you haven't already, and turn on notification bells to all. It really does help my channel out. Let's first start off with The Oath of Love. This drama stars Xiaojian and Yangzhi, one of the most highly anticipated dramas, and I finally got a chance to sit down and watch around 9 to 10 episodes. I was contemplating to just review this as a whole drama when it finishes airing, or if I should do it like a first impressions, but I decided with a first impressions. I feel like my feelings are quite consistent for this, but if anything else like happens or I have a change of opinion, I will briefly mention it whenever I do my monthly review. This drama has 29 episodes and it follows two characters who are quite opposite of each other. And one day they met and they keep on meeting a couple of times, and she finds out that her father gets sick and he basically becomes one of the closest doctors to the family, and that's how their romance ends up blooming. So based off of the trailer, I thought it was misleading. This drama is not bad, but I thought that it was poor marketing since it was super melodramatic in the trailer. So it misled me to think this was like a lot of doom and gloom the whole time. However, after watching like the first few episodes, it was definitely more on the comedic side. This exceeds my expectations and actually took me around to like episode 3 to 4 to truly enjoy and fall for these characters. For some moments, the female lead is very unlikable at first, but you do find out why she is that way. She usually is optimistic, but of course she's a flawed person. There's some reasons where she's super selfish, angry, and just stubborn in some scenes, and sometimes even passive aggressive. A lot of commenters were annoyed by this, but after thinking about it, I think it's quite realistic because she's honestly going through a lot. And even though she's like a bright person, when you're angry, confused, and filled with various emotions, you're just not going to be the most pleasant person to be around. So in the end, I didn't really mind that, and I thought that it was actually quite refreshing. Also, I love that the way they dealt with trauma was right. I wish that they did make it a little bit longer, but I feel like it was fine. The way they handled it, a lot of dramas just deal with trauma in a way where like 1 second he's like super traumatized all his life, the next second he's completely okay with it. But I like how it was kind of relapsing the whole time, and it's very complicated and hard to convey. In general, it's just a hard thing that takes time and healing. It feels natural, and I'm actually happy with that aspect because I did study in psychology, and a lot of dramas just get a lot of this stuff wrong. Now, on the acting portion, I am always quite impressed with Xiaojian's acting. He is popular for like The Untamed and stuff, but for me personally, it wasn't any of the chemistry or anything that really drawn me to him. It was just these emotional scenes. There's only a few handful of actors I can think of that can like cry in frustration in such a raw way that it just conveys it all to the audience within their eyes. It's super intense. There's like this one scene where his eyes is just raw red in the washroom, and it reminds me of actor Lee Seung-gi or Lee Joon-gi from Korea, which is like pretty rare because in general I feel like it's a basic skill to have if you're an actor, to be trained in like crying, but to convey it in a way where it's like red rimmed, I don't think it's makeup, because I've seen him in The Untamed like this and some other older dramas too. He's just that good. And Yangzhi, for me, she's the perfect actress to portray this role. There's some moments where she's like angry, impulsive, but there's also moments where she's like optimistic, and it's just perfect for her role in general. She's quite bubbly in real life. So there's usually a fine line with actresses that I find are like too over the top with these types of roles, the way they're trying to be too bright and it comes off like a little bit cringy or fake. I don't feel that way at all with her. Yeah, despite the sad themes of cancer, emotional, more serious moments and tones, I feel like this drama is still more on the lighter side. And because of that, I guess it's more like easy to get into, especially if you're trying to appeal to a larger audience who might not really like melodramas. There's a lot of really sweet scenes as well. Of course, the chemistry is great, and I do have to say a lot of this has to do with the editing as well as the scriptwriter. It's definitely a whole team, and usually sometimes no matter how good the actors are, it still falls short because of the script or pacing and editing. This one's really enjoyable and definitely exceeds my expectations. Therefore, is it worth the hype? Yes, but actually I don't hear a lot of people talking about it after it aired, which is kind of weird. Check it out if you haven't already. And yeah, let's move on to my next drama, which is called Great Miss D. This is a mystery drama that aired on iQIYI. It has 12 episodes and it stars Niu Junfeng as well as Jingyi. This is set in the early 1930s in Shanghai, and it follows a girl who comes back to Shanghai looking for her missing brother. She ends up getting pulled into a web of political stuff, and during this time, the revolution is about to happen. So, of course, she encounters a bunch of people that are trying to join the revolution. Okay, I started going in with this with a very optimistic mindset because I do like the male lead actor. The actress, I've seen her only in Fall in Love. So I was excited to see her in a more mature role. But unfortunately, after checking out the first 3 episodes, I did end up watching episode 4 too. And it was such a shame because with a drama with 12 episodes, I would expect the pacing to be so much better. Nothing really happens. Like I literally told you from the summary, and that's all that happened in the first 4 episodes. It's still ongoing, and I felt like there's not much here to talk about in general. It doesn't feel that interesting. I'll just wait for the next iQIYI crime drama to drop. And it's such a shame because I really enjoyed Under the Skin. I know I have to also do a full review on that, but no time lately. I feel like one reason why it's just so hard to get into this is because you barely know anything about the brother or the female lead. You just go into this trying to see what's happening, and they're not giving us enough pieces to piece everything together, nor do I care about all these random characters. This drama, unfortunately, is a pass for me. Now the last 2 are K-dramas, and Crazy Love, I would say, is one that a lot of people say that it was controversial. Many people wanted to see this drama, but then after the first 2 or 3 episodes, they just thought the comedy was just too over the top and really weird. Crazy Love is a drama that is quite like the title. It's crazy. And I guess I can't spoil too much, but this is about a very narcissistic, rich and powerful man who builds this whole empire of an education company. He's known as the god of this realm of teaching, tutoring, and everyone really loves him. And because of this, he just is on his high horse the whole time in the first couple of episodes. It's honestly a mess at first, but I decided to stay on this chaotic train wreck because it was actually so ridiculous it started becoming funny. The comedy is super over the top, but because I'm so used to other Asian comedies like Japanese old comedy dramas, I'm just so used to this. So it's honestly a good time for me. I would say it really gets good after episode 4. I think they dim down a little bit on the comedy, and it's just great when you see the 2 leads actually are together and they like each other. At first, they hate each other. They have to do this whole setup to show that this guy's a jerk and everyone is out to get him, basically. And that's how later on, the plot just falls into place. And honestly, it's a shame that I think many people dropped this drama before episode 4. I feel like this is truly a silly drama in some aspects, but it's also super fun and refreshing at the same time. So maybe if you want to try it out, give it 4 episodes, and if you don't like it from the end of episode 4, then just quit it. But for me, it's a guilty pleasure, I guess. Not even I'm enjoying this one. It's not for everybody, but after you get used to the comedy, I start laughing so hard. It's so funny. The romance is just so intriguing here. I'm always thinking how the heck are they actually gonna fall in love? But then you do see him change eventually, little by little, and it's just super satisfying. This could definitely become a hidden gem if they end up balancing these genres and mood right. And I'm just worried about the 12 episode mark. So far the pacing is fine, but with all the setups, I'm not too sure. You'll most likely get a full review from me at the end. when it finishes airing. I felt like I thought that March would be crazy overwhelming for reviews, but actually not so much, just because a lot of them are still ongoing. And my monthly reviews for April will probably be stacked based off of the rumor dramas that are supposed to drop, because apparently there were so many rumor dramas, but all of them kind of got pushed down a little bit and a little bit more. So we'll have to see which ones actually managed to air. And also with the Blue Whisper situation, I'm honestly not too mad about it because they will air like both parts, and hopefully when part 2 drops, we'll finally get some official English subtitles. Last Drama, I guess, would be objectively the highest rated one from me. I would choose this one even though it just aired like a week ago. This is a drama called The King of Pigs. It aired on TVN. It has 12 episodes, and this drama is honestly very disturbing. So I do have to warn you, if you're not too experienced in watching like darker themed stuff, especially with bullying, blood, and gore. I wouldn't say this is that gory, but definitely more on the disturbing side, just the way they film it. Anyways, let's talk about it. This drama stars Kim Dong-wook and Kim Sung-gyu, as well as Choi Jung-an. It's a thriller mystery drama that is about two friends who recall an experience of them as victims in school 20 years ago, around middle school. I think this is very relevant because recently in Korea, if you keep up with like Korean entertainment news, you would know that there's been so many celebrities exposed for bullying in their past years. And honestly, a lot of them get off like pretty easily, but some go so extreme. And this is a good example to watch if you want to know how extreme it could get and how messed up these people can change. They traumatize, it just messes up their entire life years and years down the line. From the first episode, I thought everything was actually perfection. The first 2 episodes are outstanding in my opinion. I think that the acting is great. It's so hard with like mystery dramas because I don't want to spoil, and so much happens in the first 2 episodes that I would say this is probably one of the best paced dramas and well-written dramas I've seen this year. This drama really is a moral dilemma. You keep on thinking about it from the antagonist point of view and from the hero point of view. They're both very morally gray characters. You see them both do bad things, and because they were all involved in the bullying case, you really feel for them. There's so much regret and anger and different types of emotions in this. If I have time whenever I finish this, I really do want to go into a spoilery drama review because there's just so much to unpack. Definitely worth your watch if you're looking for something thought-provoking. Every once in a while, there's like a drama that comes that just really makes you think about these huge philosophical questions. You think about justice, you think about good and evil, and just super flawed characters in general. This drama is honestly so damn good, and it gives me, maybe if you read like Lord of the Flies, a little bit of that vibes. I don't know if they got inspiration from that, but super complicated, addictive, intense, filled with the darker themes. Spectacular first 2 episodes, and I highly recommend it, especially if you're interested in like more complex character studies and things like that. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you figure out dramas that you want to watch and dramas you'd pass, or my opinions might align with yours or contradict yours. Let me know your thoughts if you've seen any of these dramas in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.